Tips for a successful walk down the aisle.
Hi, welcome back to Bride Society. I'm Laura and this is Rebecca, and today we are giving you some practical and helpful, hopefully, tips on walking down the aisle, which it can be quite a daunting thought if you're the one who's deciding to kind of walk in front of all your guests. No matter how much you love and care about the guests you've invited to your wedding, there's still lots of eyes on you. It's an unusual experience. With some practical tips to help both before, to get ahead of the wedding day, and actually on the day to make it as seamless and enjoyable as experience as possible.
Yeah. We'll have you fully prepped and ready to go. So, the first thing to think about probably is sort of who's escorting you down the aisle, if anyone. I appreciate traditionally it's the father of the bride or stepfather, but it honestly, if that's a stress point for you, we're here to say it really doesn't have to be your father, stepfather. It can be really anyone. It can be a father figure, a male friend, a female friend, both parents. You could go by yourself. You can walk in with your partner even. There's no sort of legal requirement or law about who has to walk you in, or that you have to walk in with somebody, or that you can't walk in together. That's very much choice. It's just, I say, tradition that's evolved, but I say so many traditions these days are thrown out the window anyway. So it's basically you do you, go with anyone, go with no one. It's all good.
And then once all that's sorted, rehearse. So this is something that will really help if you have got any worries about how you're going to walk in. Practice beforehand. So you might have an official rehearsal the day before the wedding, but if not, even just practice kind of walking around your living room to practice how quickly, or we should say how slowly, to walk down the aisle. You want to practice your pacing and probably walk slower than you think. So we're not rushing down the aisle.
Not a sprint.
You probably will want to walk quite slowly, which just to be able to walk in kind of a calm way, but also it'll help your photographer to get a clear in-focus shot of you if you're not rushing down the aisle as well. So practice.
Because you want to take in that moment too, and see it's the first time you see all the people that have also gotten dressed up and shown up for you, and they want to take you in and see you and stuff. So don't rush that moment.
And if you are having a rehearsal where your other half is going to be and you don't mind them seeing your wedding shoes, practice in your wedding shoes. That's really important. You don't want it to be the very first time you've put those shoes on the wedding day. Especially if you're wearing heels and maybe you're not always used to wearing heels. Practice in your shoes and practice the pacing.
Yes. And I mean, and if you can't wear them, because you don't want your fiancé to see them, whenever they're out the house or whatever, do walk around the house even in them, and just to break them in so you don't get blisters, which we recommend generally anyway. But we don't want to feel like you're going to be a trip hazard. And also, like I said, you might discover this by practicing at the venue, but if you're not doing that, just bearing this in mind when you visit your venue, it's just clocking the floor surface, because you might find that maybe it's a little bit sort of slippy, and particularly a lot of wedding specific shoes tend to maybe have a leather sole, that kind of thing. Again, can be a little bit slippy, so you could actually actually scuff them up. Obviously the bottoms we're talking about, not just scuff up your wedding shoes, but just to rough them up slightly, just give you that bit more grip as you're going down the aisle as well, just give you that bit more confidence, if you're just having nightmares about falling, the whole on the stage thing where you just imagine falling on stage, that will help.
And I mean, this goes way before the actual wedding day, but being mindful what you choose as your aisle decor. So maybe don't be choosing real candles that line in the aisle, because if you've got a train, if you've got a large dress, if you're walking with someone and there's kind of naked flames about, there is the jeopardy that someone might catch fire Now, a lot of venues might not allow real flames anymore, but even just having things lining the aisle, just being mindful that either making sure the aisle is wide enough to accommodate any decor along there,
or just so that includes big floral displays, even just which obviously that might as well get caught in your dress and you end up dragging it. If it's wide enough, because you don't want to either be really squished walking down together because there's no room in the aisle, and also you don't want any dangerous things kind of potentially near you as you're walking down. Yeah, and actually just jumping back to who's walking you down the aisle, this is also a consideration about the width of the aisle. If you're thinking about maybe having both parents walking you down, is there actually physically space for that in that venue? Again, without you bearing in mind the size of your dress, that kind of thing. So sorry, that's just an extra thing that I just thought to throw in. Sorry. Okay, so the next point is about the music that you're walking into. So obviously, there's music that you need to pick to walk into. You've probably spent quite a bit of time thinking about that, or in the process of thinking about that. So there's that. But we're focusing on today about more to do with the timing of that music. So again, you might not want a super quick beat to that music because that will encourage you to dash down the aisle. But you might want that. That's cool. But again, be mindful of just slowing it down, maybe a half beat to the music as you go down. But also make sure you've got someone who's starting play on the music. They know when to start it and they know when to stop it, or that you've arranged for it to be faded out, because I think you can spend all this time thinking about what song to have, can't you? And then that's all you think about. So you kind of then get in, you've walked in, say most aisles are quite short, so no matter how slow you go, you still tend to get there probably faster than you think. And then you've got the rest of this 7-minute track and everyone's just stood there awkwardly looking at each other waiting for the music to stop. So a nice little fade out, or you've come in partway through the song, so you're coming in for the latter part. So you know the cue and the song when to come in, those kind of things.
And just before you go down the aisle, just either have someone, be it a bridesmaid or a member of the bridal party or a member of the venue staff, just make sure veil is kind of where it should be. If you're wearing a veil, that the back of your dress or train is all nicely straightened out. So when you walk in, you're not all kind of a tangled mess, or nothing's caught around a corner. So you've got that grand entrance. You are entering down the aisle. All the guests see the perfect vision of you in your outfit as you intended to look. You don't want to kind of get halfway down the aisle and realise, oh, my veil's kind of inside out and back to front. Yeah, just take a moment before to make sure you're all ready.
Yeah. And then think about, if you are walking down the aisle with a bouquet, is thinking about the height at which you hold it. So I think most of us, when we put something in our hands, there's a tendency just automatically to want to hold it about here. I think you see my hands in the camera, it's sort of about here. But the problem is, well, obviously bouquets come in various sizes, but you're going to end up blocking yourself, and the dress is or outfit is getting blocked. You haven't got a clear shot for the photographers or for just seeing friends and family and your fiance clearly. So it's holding it lower than you would think as well. You're almost straightening your arms out, but not locked out, because that doesn't look natural, but as naturally as you can, let your arms hang with the bouquet. Obviously it's sort of a slightly tilted up angle again, because you don't want it to be dead straight, so you're just seeing stems, flower pointing up, so a slight tip forward and lower down.
Yeah, and with a relaxed grip as well. No death grips on the bouquet. It all wants a little natural relax. It's a joyful day. You're not being forced or pressurised.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So relaxed grip, lower than you think. And the same has to go for whoever, if you have got somebody walking you down the aisle, if you're locking arms, walking down, kind of relaxed grip there too, not clinging on to your escort. You're walking with them. You're not either being dragged by them or
held up by them.
Yeah. So just relaxed, calm. It's all lovely.
It's all gravy.
Yeah.
It's all gravy. Yes, and with that, just to think about posture. So you just sort of say you're outside, you just sort of set it in your brain before you walk in. And so we're just, like shoulders back, chin up, and sort of, eyes up. Not so, don't focus on the floor as much as you try not to slip or trip over you remove the aisle hazards because you followed the earlier tips. It's not a problem. So, like admire the dress as it should be, and the pictures will look lovely, and you won't look back thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't, gone in with my shoulders rounded and stuff. And as I say, you've got a nice relaxed grip with your escort if you have one, and on the bouquet if you have one. Elegance. So it will just be delightful to look at.
And kind of like a bonus tip to help keeping your chin up and posture is having eye contact with your guests and your fiance at the other end of the aisle. If you're looking at them, you will be looking out, you won't be looking down, so that will help as well.
Yeah, because again, as we said before, it's the first time you're seeing all of these people, and they really like come there for you and to see you and your partner get married. And so, I think I really enjoy that, and especially like if you do kind of like lock eyes with the bride as they're walking in, it's a really special moment. And actually, and as a guest, like if that happens to me and I do lock eyes with the bride, like it feels really special that like in that moment, like I've been acknowledged in some way as well, like, and like it makes me feel part of her moment. I don't know, I overthink things, but
no, it's true. I think that's very true. It's lovely. Yes.
There we go.
So, I mean, just enjoy it. As Becky was saying, it's like your moment. Everyone's there.
You've made it.
Yeah.
All this planning.
Yes.
You have made it. This is your moment.
Everyone there loves, supports you. You love them. Like they're your friends and family there to kind of witness this momentous day. So, if you've chosen to walk down the aisle, don't be afraid of it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy seeing everyone there. It won't last very long because most aisles really aren't that long, so don't worry.
Yeah, unless you picked a cathedral.
Yeah.
You're good.
But yes, it's something just to savour the moment and just enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah. And, so smile, cry. It's all good. As long as you're not sort of stone-faced, like I think just emotion really is all anyone wants to see, and no one's going to like if you do start to like tear up or whatever, because it is an emotional moment and event and things, and so like people want to see that and want you to be connected to it. So just feel your feelings and enjoy the moment, roll with whatever is coming up for you. But we hope you found some of these tips helpful, making you feel more confident and prepared and ready for that kind of first moment of your big day. We hope it's amazing. If you have any other tips that you've heard or that you're thinking of implementing, please drop them in the comments below for other people that will be watching this video, just to help everybody out. If you liked the video, if you could give it a like, and of course don't forget to subscribe because we're here with new content every Friday.